Benaroya. I am retired, and I was for 29 years at the Sephardic Bekor Cholim in Seattle, plus 18 or 19 years in Geneva in Sephardic community, a small community of the Sephardim over there. And although I am retired, I am still trying to help my synagogue, my people, my boys, whom I was the instrument for teaching them part of our tradition, and I am very proud and very glad to see them practicing, to see them performing some services, even in Shabbat morning and the high holidays, especially in Ladino lately, like La Ketubah de la Ley, the Pirkei Avot, that all they were singing marvelously, although it is not their own language, Ladino, as it was ours. Nevertheless, they were proud to be part of this group and sing together with them the Pirkei Avot and La Ketubah de la Ley as well. In high holidays, I taught them for the last few years, and all of them are singing the Piyutim and many other parts of the Tefillot, the Yamim Noraim. Without forgetting the Tekiyat Shofar, that all of them are proud to blow shofar, and they are just in the right direction so that they can keep this tradition as they saw from their elders. Tonight, at my house, I am extremely pleased to have Dr. David Raphael and his family coming to us in order to keep some records, as Dr. Raphael likes so much to do. And they are in process of moving from Seattle. We all, their friends, regret or will regret their departure. Nevertheless, we know that their future will be with them as we wish from the bottom of our hearts. On behalf of my family, my wife and myself, I wish them, particularly Dr. Raphael, to be a very, very successful, because he's a young fellow, very aggressive, very devoted, very conscientious. He will have a good future. He certainly will deserve, because he all his life he worked very hard. As for his dear wife Esther, she also is very aggressive in her way, only she likes to boast too much, and nevertheless she knows that it's for the benefit of her family. As for the children, we will miss them as well, and we hope the entire family will be successful in the place where they will reside definitely. I like also to say a little word about Avram, who will be a young man celebrating his bar mitzvah. I know that he worked hard, he is working hard to prepare his parasha, and I am sure in Israel, while he will be celebrating his bar mitzvah, he will be thinking of us, and we expect his tape from this ceremony that we all like to hear from him. I think I said enough, and I don't have any more comments
No.
to say, except to wish them הצלחה and call to לכל משפחה. Upon the insistence of Dr. Raphael, I will try to make a little resume spontaneously of my hometown where I was born, Edirne, Turkey. I was born in 1908. My birthday was always 9 of Sivan, corresponding to May 28 approximately. And this I knew only when I had to take my passport to get out of Turkey and come to Switzerland. The authorities asked me, what is your birthday? I say, I don't know. Anyhow, after many reflections, I found out that it was that corresponding that to 28th of May. And this is the way I established my passport and my official papers. As for my life in Turkey, I was trained in Hazanut through my father, who was a Hazan for 60 years in one big synagogue of Catalanes that they called. And this kind of life I was following almost all the time. From the age of 6 or 7, I start to sing in the big synagogue, as they call Kal Grande. And later on, I was so much advanced that I had to conduct the choir of this synagogue. We had a wonderful Chazan in the name of Harbi Bachor Mevarach, Alav Shalom. He was an excellent Chazan, and my training was also with the director of the choir, Harbi Israel Hasid, who was excellent in music and in singing. I belonged to a group of Maftirin. This Maftirin was a group that we used to get together 1 hour before services on Saturday morning, and every Shabbat morning we used to sing a different makam, a different tune from the book that I still conserve very preciously. As far as my training in Hazanut, through my father, I learned quite a bit, but mostly I learned from my uncle, my mother's brother, who was Av Beddin, Harbi Avram Bachar Menachem, who taught me, besides the Hazanut, also the reading of the Parashah, which at that time I was completely difficult at that time to learn, because I didn't have training in this line. Something very characteristic was that at that time, when I was already 16, 17, they were trying to form Mahazikei Torah, that they call, and they were trying to have some students and teach them Hazanut. They wanted to make of them a very brilliant Hazanim, Shochetim, Moalim, and so. They came one night the head of this organization came to my father asking if he will be willing to